Let's talk about the philosophy of Albert Camus. Albert Camus, a philosopher of the absurd, dared to confront life's deepest paradoxes, the quest for meaning in an indifferent universe. Through stories of struggle, alienation, and human dignity, he offered timeless insights on freedom, responsibility, and revolt. Let's journey through Camus' existential landscape, uncovering his profound ideas. Now, this is entertainment mixed with education, so let's analyze this train of thought accordingly. Part 1. Tom's story. So Tom spent his life working at a factory, repeating the same tasks day after day. Each morning he returned to his assembly line, knowing the work was pointless, but pushing through anyway. Just like Sisyphus, Tom embraced the absurdity of his existence, finding meaning in the struggle itself, not in any end result. He recognized his fate, but rather than despair, he found a strange satisfaction in the effort of persistence. Part 2. The myth of Sisyphus. The myth of Sisyphus is important to society because it reflects the human condition, our perpetual struggle against life's absurdity, and it teaches us to embrace the effort without relying on ultimate meaning. Part 3. Sally's story. Sally spent her days wandering from job to job, feeling detached from everything around her. Like Camus' absurd universe, her world felt meaningless, without any purpose. Yet she found moments of joy in the fleeting experiences of life, a sunrise, a kind word, or a shared laugh. These moments did not give life meaning, but they were enough to keep her going, embracing the absurdity without seeking deeper answers. Part 4. A meaningless world. According to Albert Camus, the world is meaningless because the universe is indifferent to human concerns. There is no inherent purpose to existence. Our search for meaning collides with the silent world. Part 5. The concept of freedom. Camus' concept of freedom lies in embracing the absurdity of life without illusions. Once we accept that life has no ultimate meaning, we are free to live authentically and make choices based on personal values rather than false hopes or external systems of morality, allowing for true human freedom. Part 6. Who was Albert Camus? Albert Camus, 1913 to 1960, was the French-Algerian philosopher, author and journalist, known for his philosophy of the absurd and existentialism. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1957 for his literary work, which delved into the human condition and meaning of life. His major philosophical works include The Myth of Sisyphus, The Rebel, and the novels The Stranger and The Plague. In The Plague, Camus tells the story of a fictional outbreak of bubonic plague in the Algerian city of Oran. The novel explores how people respond to an indifferent catastrophe. Some characters, they fight the disease, while others ignore it, and some see it as punishment. For Camus, the plague serves as a metaphor for the absurdity of life and the random nature of suffering. It reflects how humans must find ways to live and act meaningfully, even in the face of an indifferent world, or an indifferent and uncontrollable world. The plague highlights themes of solidarity and human resilience. Camus' work continues to resonate with readers, questioning how we live in a world marked by suffering and uncertainty. Part 7. Sophia's story. Sophia knew the world was indifferent, but when injustice occurred in her neighborhood, she chose to act. Even though she knew her efforts might not change anything, she felt responsible to do what was right. Her actions reflected Camus' ethics of action, choosing to act morally, even without guarantees. Part 8. Why Albert Camus' contribution is important. Albert Camus' contribution is important because he tackled the existential dilemmas of human existence, of how to live authentically in a world without inherent meaning. His ideas resonated in the post-World War era as people grappled with the trauma and absurdity of war. Camus offered a philosophy of defiance against meaninglessness, emphasizing personal freedom and moral responsibility. His contemporaries, including Jean-Paul Sartre, often engaged in debates about existentialism, though Sartre's views leaned more towards Marxism, while Camus maintained a more individualistic and ethical approach. Camus' philosophy of revolt and absurdity remains influential in philosophy, literature, and political thought, encouraging individuals to seek dignity and moral clarity in an uncertain world. Part 9. Albert Camus' ideal world. Albert Camus' ideal world would be one where individuals embrace their freedom and responsibility in the face of life's absurdity. People would live authentically, rejecting false hopes or ideological systems, and act with moral integrity, standing in solidarity with others, even without the promise of ultimate meaning. Part 10. Some final thoughts. Albert Camus' philosophy, centered on the absurd, freedom, and revolt, challenges us to face uncertainties with courage and integrity. His reflections on human condition continue to inspire individuals to live authentically in a world that offers no easy answers. Camus teaches us that though the universe may be indifferent, our action and choices matter. His works remind us of the value of solidarity, ethics, and personal freedom in confronting life's difficulties. In embracing the struggle without hope for ultimate meaning, we find dignity and strength in our human condition. Camus' legacy continues to guide us today. So that is the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, like, subscribe, and watch the content. I repeat, if you want to support the channel, like, subscribe, and watch the content. Also, as some of you know, I have a social enterprise called Neuro Expression. If you want to check that out, click the link in the description and download the free PDF called What is Dyspraxia? And with that being said, I sincerely hope you enjoyed the content.